Good morning. Sat Nam. Many blessings to all of you who are tuning in. It's so amazing and beautiful to be out in nature, taking this opportunity to really go within and recognize what it is in life that matters, reevaluating and reflecting upon values and priorities of life, taking time to nourish and nurture yourself. This is what I feel this period of time has afforded us, has blessed and gifted us with. Even if we have all these worries and cares going on, they're taking us out of the opportunity to be present right here and now. So welcome and thank you for joining me for another round of yoga. My name is Lana Labonte. My spiritual name is Sundari Kirinkar, and I am here to guide you, to uplift, inspire, support, and hopefully elevate you into your highest potential, your most elevated soul self, to connect you back to your essence. Today we're going to do the strengthening the immune system Kriya. It's said for women, but men can join in as well. It's not gender specific. Really everything in life is just how you approach it. So we're going to bring our hands to heart center. We're going to start rubbing them briskly, closing our eyes down. Just start breathing long and deep into the pelvic floor, expanding up through the belly, ribs expanding, the chest lifting on the exhale, the chest lowers, the shoulders soften down the back, and ribs contract and the belly pulls in and up at the navel point. So we expand, and then we exhale and contract. And on every exhalation, feel yourself getting more relaxed, taller through the crown of your head, really feeling that full breath of your breath. When we touch our hands together in prayer pose, this is a balancing of the hemispheres of the brain. It brings the right and left hemispheres of the brain together. And whenever we cross the midline, we're repatterning the brain, which is why whenever we do anything that requires arms crossing, legs crossing, we're rewiring our system. All right. So I have so many wonderful little nuggets I love to share when I teach a normal class, and so I'm really blessed and grateful to be able to share what I teach here on the live stream. So hands to heart center. Making sure that each vertebrae is neatly stacked one over the other, as if someone's pulling a string from the crown of your head. Allow your chin to be level with the floor, the ears over the shoulders and the shoulders over the hips. You can even roll those shoulders up, back, and down, elevating the heart space even more. Breathing into your pelvic floor, expanding out through the belly and the chest. Notice any areas of tension and soften in those areas. Soften, relax. Soften the face, soften the jaw, soften the sides of the neck, all the way down the back and between the shoulder blades, down into the base of the spine. Feel yourself root. Feel yourself grounded and rooting through the sits bones, even if you're sitting in a chair, which you can do this at home. As you're taking each breath, just feel yourself more solid, sitting more upright, elongating more on that exhale through the crown of the head. We'll inhale a few times before we chant the Adi Mantra, which we chant 3 to 5 times on one breath each time. Om Namo, Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhale, we'll begin. Inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Last time, inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale, suspend the breath and pull the root lock. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Raise that energy up the spine. Circulate it. Visualize it, sense it, feel it. Inhale a little bit more, sip if you need to. Exhale, release. Keeping the eyes closed down. Just placing the hands on your knees for just a moment. Just tune in to the collective energy. As we join in community, whether you tune in on a live or you tune in later, we're all connected. We've all set an intention because we're here, because we're making this time for ourselves. And by making this time and the time that you spend, that you afford, you spend on yourself. That is for you so that you can also show up for others. And you do what you do for you, for others as well. Welcome again. We're going to start with a little bit of warming up. Get my little timer over here. So I always like to move the spine, especially in the morning. So I love Sufi grind. Your hands are on your knees. You pull the chest forward, creating the curvature of the back. I'll even turn around sideways so you can see this a little better. So we pull forward, keeping the head level. We start to move to the side and open up the side body as we round the back, coming around. Try to keep the head level with the floor, level with the ground, wherever you're at. You can do this anywhere. You can do this in a chair. You can visualize whenever something is difficult to physically attain, I should say. Inhaling on the forward, exhaling on the back, opening up that heart, opening up that lung space, creating more space for that prana, that fresh prana, that life force that maintains, it nourishes, it sustains you. Life is about breath. And you'll hear me say it time and time again. And then come to center and change directions. And you'll notice when you go in a different direction, you may notice different sensations. You may also notice more tightness or stiffness because one side has been compensating for the other. So try to keep the head over the hips so that you really get the full benefit of articulating the spine, opening up the space between the rib cage. There are all those ribs. There's all those intercostal muscles that need to be stretched out. There's the fascia that's kind of like that sinuousy fiber, if you've ever seen or prepared a chicken. It's between the skin and attaches to the muscles. And we have to move the body so that we can stretch it out, release any built up emotions, our issues that lie in our tissues. That is what that is all about. You gotta move it so the energy can move and flow. Energy needs to continuously move. All right, inhale up to center. Pull in and up on that root log. Press the tongue to the roof of the mouth. Again, elongate through the crown of the spine. Exhale, release. We place the hands on the shins and we begin to pull the chest forward between the arms, inhaling, and then rounding the back, again keeping the head level, and rounding on the sits bones. So it's inhale, sat, exhale, nam. We're creating space in between all the vertebrae. Again, we're moving that spinal fluid. We're getting fresh blood and oxygen in between all those areas that tend to get stiff as we sleep. Even if you sit for very long periods of time, you need to get up, you need to move it. That fluid needs to move so that you can maintain your youth and your vitality. Inhale up, squeeze again, that root lock, the tongue at the roof of the mouth, elongating through the crown of the head. You're circulating and moving that energy up the spine. And then exhale, release. Come around to front. Actually, we're going to move the legs out in front of us. This is a life nerve stretch. So a lot of people know about the sciatic. If you do not stretch out the backs of the legs, because it attaches to the backs of the sacral area, goes across the buttocks and into the back. This is all interconnected. We need to keep ourselves limber and flexible. I'm going to turn around this way up. You get to hear all the sounds of nature's with me. So ideally, you want to make sure that your sits bones are grounded into the earth and that you move the fleshy part of your buttocks away. Now, when we fold forward at the hip crease. You may only be able to get to your knees, your shins, or your ankles. If you're more flexible and you want to keep your legs rooted into the earth and your feet flexed, you want to lift and always reach with the heart. This is an elongation through the crown of the head, but the heart is meant to lead. So when we move forward, we want to inhale and then exhale forward, and ideally you would grab the big toenails, wrapping the peace fingers around the big toe, pressing onto the big toenail with the thumb, and then you'd inhale up and exhale, fold forward. Inhale up, exhale, fold forward. And while you're doing this, I want you to inhale Sat, exhale Nam. Eyes are closed, focus at the third eye point, and you want to really breathe into the backs of the legs, extend through that heart. I'm telling you, this will strengthen and lengthen the backs of the legs better than trying to force it beyond where you're at. If you're doing this and your knees are bent, you're not doing yourself a good service. Really listen and tune into your body while you're doing this. Breathe into the lower back, into the buttocks, backs of the legs. Again, the more you open the heart and lift forward, you open up that lung space so that you're able to get fuller, deeper breaths and more healing, more cleansing. The more you're building that immune system, also strengthening the nervous system and all of the organs. Inhale up, squeeze, exhale, fold forward, lifting, strengthening, lengthening. And then just let yourself relax, and if you round the back, that's okay. We just want to kind of send that prana to the backs of the legs so that you feel the release in the lower back. You can even move your feet in and out and then come up, and when you windshield wiper your feet in and out toward each other, you're opening up the inner creases of the hips, and this is where we store a lot of emotion. A lot of us are tight in here, and we need to move that energy out. We need to release it. We're locked down, let's say. All right, now we're going to go into our Kriya, but before we do, I want to just go over breath of fire because there's some breath of fire in here. Breath of fire is an equal inhale, equal exhale. Inhale is, you're going to also mentally chant because that helps to keep a bij mantra, a seed, planting the seed of truth is my identity. Really be mindful and focus at the third eye. We're going to do it like a dog panting first. So you stick out the tongue, you place one hand on your belly, because when you exhale, the belly's going to pull in and up at the navel point. I'm going to start out slow because you have options. You always have options. If you are on the heavy day of your moon cycle, if you have high blood pressure, glaucoma, you're pregnant, do long, deep breathing. If you yourself know your body, listen to your body no matter what. Whatever I say is just a suggestion in the realms of your limitations. So you have to adjust anything and everything you ever do in a class, especially my class. I always say visualize. Even if you're unable to do the perfect posture, you can always see yourself doing it, because your mind, the body follows the mind. The body listens to the mind. So if you can see it, you can achieve it. All right, so sticking the tongue out, you can place one hand on the belly and one on the chest. So you're pumping the air out of your mouth and pulling in and up at the navel. And it naturally goes in rhythm once you've gotten it. And then the inhale will be equal. Start out slow, and then we'll move into a little bit more rapid, and you can try it out. Close the mouth and breathe in and out of the nose. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Inhale, suspend the breath, pull in and up at the navel point, perineum, the sex organs. Move that energy up the spine. And then exhale, release. Now notice just in that short moment with your eyes closed, just go within, how quickly you energized your body. In a minute, you can completely shift your physical sensations. You can sense it in the vibration if you tune into it. You can feel how your heart is more energized. You can feel the blood pumping in your veins. How much clearer and more full your breath. All right, open your eyes. So as we go through this Kriya, and please, if you have any questions at any time, I won't be able to read them at the moment. I'll describe the Kriya first. I will show you the postures, and then knowing that I will do them for your visual awareness of what it should look like. If you ever come to a class as a teacher, I guide you through these asanas, these postures. I don't usually do the full Kriya with you. It's something that I coach you through, I guide you through, and you have your experience. So in the strengthening the immune system for women, we start out lying on your back. Before you lie on your back, this is Buddhi mudra. You essentially connect the mercury finger, which is the pinky, to the thumb tips. So these are touching like this. Lying on your back, your arms are going to be straight up from the shoulders to the sky. The legs are straight on the floor. You're going to start crisscrossing your arms back and forth over your chest. Arms open out to the sides. It doesn't say how far, but it's basically a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. So you're going to crisscross out to the sides with the elbows, keeping the arms straight, elbows straight. The movement is meant to increase the blood circulation in the chest area. So you're pumping again, and it's also because our arms, and as women, this is an extension of our aura. This is our second arc line. This is strengthening our arc line and our magnetic field as well. All right, come lying on our backs. I'm going to set the timer because it's a little difficult when I'm lying on my back and I'm doing this with you. All right. You want your head flat on the floor, on the ground, wherever you're at. All right, here we go. Come into position, arms are straight up, pinkies touching the thumb tips, and begin. You can coordinate the breath with it. Again, Sat Nam, move and create a rhythm, a flow. Connect with your body. It's not a breath of fire, but you can coordinate it with the rapid breath like that. Eyes are closed, focused at the third eye. We're really moving that circulation. We're also stimulating the lymphatic system in the inner arms, where the armpits are. This is the garbage pit of the mind. So whenever we work the arms, we're clearing out subconscious memories, things we may not even be aware of. Again, we're crossing the hemispheres of the brain. So we are here moving our body and creating new neural pathways. Didn't know you could do that just by doing something like this. Last 30 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Keep going. You got this. Now continue and bring the knees up. And we're going to do the same thing together, crisscrossing. And you can alternate, like I said, you're doing the same with the arms, and you just have the knees bent, and you're doing the lower body at the same time. So I'm alternating one leg over the other, out to the sides. You can keep the knees up, straight up from the hips. Try to press that navel back into the floor so that your back is fully supported properly. And again, we're stimulating the lymph system in the inner creases of the pelvic region. Some of these postures may feel strange, may be awkward, but I promise you that you benefit even if you don't realize it. Have the experience. Go through it. Don't question it. Don't judge it. Just do it and see how you feel. You can't poo-poo on anything if you haven't tried it and had your own personal experience to have a judgment upon it. It's one thing about life. No matter what someone says, unless you have personally experienced something, opinions are not necessary. Come on, people. We all know what opinions are like. We've all got them. Let's get out of that space. Last 20 seconds. You'll really like the next one. Last 5 seconds. Inhale, suspend the breath. The legs come straight out on the floor. And in this posture, you're going to turn your head rapidly from side to side. It's the same as if you're saying no. Okay? You're going to love this one. This is really good for opening up that neck, opening up the back of the cervical vertebrae. And so, come into the position with the legs and arms straight down at your sides and begin shaking your head no. Think of anything you want to say no to. Maybe you don't feel strong enough. Imagine you're saying no to it. Rapidly. Move it as fast as you can. This is your opportunity to shake it off. Let it go. Let it flow. Some things you can't let go of, but some things you can. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Inhale left, exhale right. Whatever you want to do, give yourself, your mind, something to focus on. Something, a Bij mantra. Truth is my identity. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. And you're opening up that communication channel. That's your throat chakra. It's where you express yourself, you speak your truth. Last 20 seconds. Keep up, keep moving. Last 10. Inhale to center. One of the benefits of Kundalini yoga is your turban comes apart quite often during many of these exercises. So you can't take it all too serious. So immediately bring your knees into your chest. You're going to wrap your arms around your knees as best possible, placing your nose between your knees, and you'll begin breath of fire. And when you're ready, begin. Sat Nam, breath of fire. Visualize if you have problems doing full postures or holding yourself, visualize yourself doing it. Get into the position, do the best you can do. A modification, if you have to place your head down on the mat, visualize your head between your knees. But continue that breath of fire as fast or slow, whatever is comfortable and works for you. Wherever you're at, honor that. Sat Nam, Sat Nam. Use that Bij mantra to keep you going. Use the power of the breath to power you through. Last 10 seconds, make it strong. Inhale, suspend the breath, squeeze the entire body, pull it all in together. Hold it, hold it. Exhale, release. Relax the feet to the floor. Place the hands at your sides. Just take a deep breath. Capture yourself. Recalibrate. The birds are chirping you on. Come lying on your stomach. Roll over. And now when we're lying on our stomach, you're going to place, if you can place you don't have to, all right, follow me on this. Come lying on your stomach. We're going to place our head on the floor. You can place your chin, which activates the moon center, or you can place your forehead. Whatever you want to do. If you have a bolster and you want to place your head there, that's great. What we're going to do is strike. It's kind of like a self-massage. Anybody who likes massages and likes their butt rubbed, here you go. You get to massage your butt. And begin. Just keep on pounding. Give yourself that massage, that opportunity to strike the buttocks. This is for youthfulness, believe it or not. Kicking it back in. I can joke and say you don't want to lose your ass. You want to strengthen it. This is your root center. This is your grounding. Keep pounding. Keep at it. Keep going. Last couple seconds. Inhale. Suspend the breath. Just lying on the floor here, just relax for a moment. Breathe into your body. Notice what you're feeling. The next couple postures, I want you to really tune in to where you're at. Wherever you're at, honor it. Because again, visualization is going to be key. Just because you can't do a posture doesn't mean you need to drop out and give up. If anything, that's when you need to tap into your visualization. That is your biggest and best friend. The next posture, we're going to come into bow pose. I want you to listen to your body. Some people may have some back problems. You may have problems reaching your feet. If you can just come up like this and visualize that you're holding the bow pose, that's beautiful. I want you to just work with it. You want to work with your body, not against it. This is all about nurturing your body, but also knowing your limitations and giving yourself permission to challenge yourself to your edge, but not hurting yourself. Practicing a himsa is do no harm, and that means self-inflicted harm. Mindfully paying attention to your thoughts as well as your actions and how you treat yourself from the inside out. All right, so one way Maybe you're here. Maybe you can press up into bow if you're even more advanced. The ideal is we come into bow with breath of fire. So you're going to be using that breath of fire. We're stimulating the navel center. And so this is opening up the heart space and the lungs, so we get deeper, fuller, more cleansing breath. All right, so everyone just make sure you got a good breath. You're ready to come into the position. Come into the position and begin breath of fire. Set, numb, set, numb. Last 15 seconds, you're almost there. Inhale, suspend the breath and push up into the full posture. Exhale, release, relax down. Place your head one side to the floor and just with the knees bent, wipe the feet back and forth, move them side to side. It opens up the lower back, kind of releases that sacral and lower back area. Just take a break here, just a moment to recalibrate. We have one more posture before we do our relaxation. Notice what you're feeling. Scan your body, witness it, pay attention to whatever arises. Now take a deep inhale. Exhale. The last posture, we're going to be in bow pose again. Come back into bow pose. What we're going to do is use the momentum of the breath and the pushing back and forth. You may not move that far, but let me show you how it's going to look. So it takes a little bit of time, but you're massaging. So use the momentum to push yourself back and forth. And you may move all around wherever your room is. Don't worry about it, it's okay. When you're ready, come into the position and begin. Push back with the legs, push the feet through the hands. If you're unable to do this, just visualize. Maybe you're not touching your legs and you're just going like this. That's okay. You do what you can, because either way, it's the intention in the effort. It's the attention in your mind, that focus. Use the power of the breath to move the body. Inhale up, exhale forward. You're also strengthening the legs. Last 20 seconds. Make it powerful, make it strong. Give yourself permission to just rock it out. Rock it out. Inhale up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale. Phew. Move those legs. Phew. Release that lower back. I'm lying on your back. Prepare yourself for a nice deep relaxation. Inhale, squeeze every fiber of your being. Squeeze your hands into fists. Squeeze the arms all the way up to the shoulders, the back, the face, all the way down the back, the chest, the abdominals, the buttocks, the legs, all the way through the toes. And then exhale, release with a sigh. Do that again. Completely tense up your entire body. Hands and fists, buttocks squeezed, all of it. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale, release with a sigh. Let your hands come out to your sides, palms facing up. Legs are wider than hip distance apart. Check on your neck, your head. Allow it to be fully supported by the earth underneath you. Thank yourself. Honor yourself. Look where you're at. You just gave yourself the biggest gift you could ever give. Follow the sound of your breath. Really melt into the earth. Enjoy the sounds of silence, of nature. Be present with whatever is. Whatever sounds you hear, they're all part of the landscape of life. On every exhale, feel yourself melting even more. Fully supported. Just be. Start to bring your awareness back to your breath, wiggling your fingers and wiggling your toes, rotating at the wrists and rotating at the ankles. Go ahead and inhale the arms straight up overhead, pointing the toes, extending like you're just waking up. Stretch, 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 and exhale with a sigh. Do that again. Inhale. Exhale, release. Bring the knees into the chest, rocking side to side, massaging the lower back. Extending the right leg along the floor. Place the left foot on top of the right knee. With the right hand, bring the left knee across the body, looking over the left shoulder, trying to maintain your shoulders on the floor square. Really feel that side body stretch, that cat stretch. You're squeezing and detoxifying those inner organs. And then come back to center, and we'll do the other side. Extend the left leg along the floor. Place the right foot on top of the left knee. The right arm out, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Bring the knees back into the chest, rocking again to release any more of that lower back that may be tight. And then bringing the feet and the hands together, briskly rubbed together. We call this the cricket pose. Briskly rubbing them wakes up the 72,000 nadis, those nerve endings, and also grounds you back in your physical body. And then we're going to rock and roll the length of the spine 3 to 5 times to massage and flush the back, that spine. And then come up to easy seated position. Keeping the eyes closed down. The hands are on the knees in Gyan Mudra, index and thumb tips touching. Just go within. Notice what you're feeling. Inhale long and deep in the pelvic floor. Meditate on the breath. Inhale, suspend the breath. And so I hope you enjoyed this particular Kriya. Again, we're all about building that immune system, and in all actuality, if our physical body and our mental body and our internal soul body are all in alignment and all properly maintained, we don't have to worry about just an immune system because we're in balance. So the more we can strengthen our time in breathing, our physical awareness, to really just become more aware of what is going on within ourselves, the better off we're going to be. When you notice something arising within you on an emotional level or a physical sensation, then you have that opportunity. You can slow down more when you do these mindfulness practices because it brings you back into the moment. It really is all about slowing down. The more we're on the go, we fry out our nervous system. If you think about it, our whole system is like a computer. Eventually, if you overload it with too much, you fry out the circuit boards. Everything goes zzz. And so all of this is relevant. No matter what you do, the most important thing I'll ever recommend is just become more mindful of your breath and becoming more expansive with it. Really deepening your breath, your life force. Because that in itself is going to sustain you the most. If you did nothing else but mindfully breathe, as opposed to mechanically and allowing the body to do it for you, you would be that much more ahead of the immune system. So I really appreciate and truly value each and every one of you for showing up for you. Again, let me know in the comments if there are any particular practices or any areas or things that are coming up for you that you're experiencing, and also what you'd like to experience. What is it you'd like to work on? If it's something just as simple as, believe it or not, there are Kriyas for prosperity. There are Kriyas, I know that's a really big one, especially right now if people are out of work. We have Kriyas for also getting out anger, strengthening the nervous system, strengthening the adrenals, and the kidneys, the lungs, all of it. You name it, we've got it. So you just let me know what it is you're searching, whatever it is you need, and I'm here to serve you. So let's close out with the long time sunshine. Bring the hands to heart center again. Align that spine. Lift that heart. Inhale to begin. May the long time sunshine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Satnam. And a quote. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not spirit. You are the combining force of these three. You are the commandant in charge of your Trinity. You are not Trinity. May you have an amazingly blessed day and carry forth your strength, your capacity, your willingness to show up for you so you may be able to serve and show up for others. Many blessings. I love you very much.